All right, we have some more breaking news coming in now. The Sena is up in arms against Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari after he remarked that Mumbai will not be the same if Gujaratis and Rajasthanis leave. Now, after Sanjay Raut, now Sena MP Priyanka Chaturvedi has condemned the statement, calling it an insult to Marathis. I'm crossing over to my colleague Herman, who's joining us live from Mumbai. Herman, so now this statement by the Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari saying that Mumbai will not be the same if Gujaratis and Rajasthanis leave. Now we have the Sena responding to this as well. Give us more details about the response that the Maharashtra Governor is getting.
Well, yes, in fact, he was speaking yesterday at a cultural event in Mumbai where, in fact, he made this remark stating that if Gujaratis and Rajasthanis were asked to move out of Mumbai, it would no longer be the same. And that is something that the opposition has felt, that it has belittled the people of Maharashtra and particularly those from Mumbai, which is why now you have this condemnation coming in from the highest, that is from the Shiv Sena, where you have Priyanka Chaturvedi, who has clearly stated that they will have demanded an apology from the governor, Bhagat Singh Koshyari, and even given an ultimatum saying that in case if he does not apologize, they will continue to press for the demand to replace him. Besides that, it is also not just the faction that is up in arms against the governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari, but also against at the same time you have other political parties such as the NCP and the Congress, which were part of the Mahavikas Aghadi government, who have also condemned this particular statement. So far, the governor has not responded to the same, nor has any statement been coming. But yesterday, while speaking at a cultural event, this is when you had the statement being made, this controversial statement that has now politically escalated. Now, I tried to speak to some of my sources from within the Eknath Shinde faction of the Shiv Sena. They have so far they have not responded to the same, but it remains to be seen that through the day, Aisha, as to what really transpires, because this is really not going to go down well, and across political parties, whether it is a part of the Mahavikas Aghadi government, whether it was the Congress, the NCP or the Uddhav Thackeray-led faction, all of them have in a united note, in a united tone, I beg your pardon, have condemned the statement and have asked him to apologize, or else, as Priyanka Chaturvedi, the Shiv Sena member of parliament, has said that they will continue to demand that he is replaced.
All right, now, Herman, essentially the statement that's coming from the Maharashtra governor, I mean, he's the governor of Maharashtra for a reason. He knows the people. Why would he have said something like this? What are your sources telling you about that?
Well, you know, this was a particular event that was being organized by a particular community. It's a cultural event, is what we are given to understand when you had the statement being made. But what I can tell you at this point in time is that, as you were rightly pointing out in that question, that is something that even the Congress has condemned and said that he should be responsible in his statements that he issues, because he's not speaking as a layman, but rather as the governor of Maharashtra, who needs to represent. And also at the same time, what the NCP has been saying that this is an insult to the Marathi Manus, that is the sentiment of the Marathi man. It is as if they have been belittled to be thinking into that the creation of Bombay as a financial capital of India was only due to the Gujaratis as well as the Rajasthanis and nothing to do with them, which is why it has not gone down well. Now, through the day, Aisha, it remains to be seen whether the governor will apologize or whether a limited statement will be issued by him, because as some sources from within the Mahavikas Aghadi, who are part of the Mahavikas Aghadi government, have been stating, is that this is not the first time he has made a particular controversial statements in the past too, and therefore he should realize the dignity and the position that he holds and not make such sort of statements.
All right, Herman, could you take us through some of the other controversial statements that the Maharashtra governor has made?
Well, you know, in the past too, we have seen that there was an open war of words. In fact, letters written from Uddhav Thackeray when he was the chief minister to the governor, and from the governor back to the chief minister, questioning certain government policies. Before that, even we do remember when the some of the members of the legislative council were to be elected from the governor's quota. It had taken quite some time, and during that time too, we had seen open letters questioning the government's decision. That had not gone down too well, which is why you always had a tussle going on between the then Mahavikas Aghadi government leaders, ministers from the cabinet, as well versus the governor of Maharashtra, Bhagat Singh Koshyari. In fact, in several occasions, we've also seen when they did try to want and meet the governor, the appropriate time was not given. Permission for any meeting was not given to them, which has been some of the past controversies between the then Mahavikas Aghadi government and the governor of Maharashtra.
All right, Herman, stay with us. We're going to quickly listen into what the governor actually said.
कभी-कभी मैं यहाँ लोगों से कहता हूँ महाराष्ट्र में कि भाई महाराष्ट्र में विशेष करके मुंबई थाने यहाँ से गुजरातियों को निकाल दो और राजस्थानियों को निकाल दो तो तुम्हारे यहाँ कोई पैसे बचेगा ही नहीं। ये राजधानी जो है जो कहलाती है आर्थिक राजधानी कहलाएगी नहीं।
श्री भगत सिंह कोश्यारी जी ये करीब करीब 3 साल से महाराष्ट्र के राज्यपाल हैं और जब से हैं तब से जानबूझकर कई बार मुंबई और महाराष्ट्र को अपमानित करने का काम करते हैं। किसी न किसी प्रकार से मुंबई की गरिमा कम हो, महाराष्ट्र की गरिमा कम हो, ऐसे बयानबाजी करते हैं। मैं अपील करूंगा केंद्र सरकार से कि ऐसे महामहिम की महाराष्ट्र में आवश्यकता नहीं है। आप इन्हें दिल्ली ले जाइए, चाहे जहां भी ले जाइए, यहां किसी और को ले आइए, लेकिन ऐसी टिप्पणियां महाराष्ट्र और मुंबई बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगी कि बार बार हमारे दिल पर जो चोट लगती है ऐसे बयानों से, यह उचित नहीं।
All right, now I'm crossing back over to our colleague Herman, who is live with us from Mumbai. Herman, just to illustrate this entire statement and give us a little more context, could you tell us why the governor pinpointed the Rajasthani and Gujarati communities, and could you detail their significance when it comes to the state of Maharashtra?
Well, yes. In fact, the statement that has come in was during a cultural event that was organized where several other BJP leaders too were present, and it is several of their members were also from this same community. This is when, in place, while he tried to praise this community, that he went out and said the statement that as far as in case if Gujaratis and in fact Rajasthanis are asked to in fact move out from the adjoining Thane district as well as Mumbai district, there will be not much left of the financial capital in Mumbai. So that was the statement that he had made, and that has really not gone down too well with the opposition, which has clearly said that what about the contribution of the Marathi people of Mumbai who have worked hard too. It is as if they have been belittled and they had nothing to do into transforming Mumbai as the financial capital of India, and which is why, as he went out in all praise, this has definitely not gone down too well. And clearly, Aisha, we do know that the municipal elections are also due. As far as the BMC polls are concerned, it's a highly prized, for many years, for many decades, I beg your pardon, has been the bastion of the Uddhav Thackeray-led faction. And therefore, in that context, this is going to be important because every opposition party will want to milk out certain sort of coverage out of this statement ahead of the BMC polls.